Welcome back, everyone. Imagine a creature as mighty as a polar bear, a symbol of strength and resilience in the harshest conditions on Earth. Scientists recently discovered over 100 different types of parasites living inside these magnificent animals. These hidden invaders, ranging from microscopic protozoa to larger worms, are a stark reminder that even the most powerful creatures on Earth are vulnerable to the unseen world of parasites. This discovery has sent ripples through the scientific community, raising concerns about the health and future of polar bear populations already facing immense challenges. The sheer diversity of parasites found in polar bears is alarming, highlighting the complex relationship between these apex predators and the Arctic ecosystem they inhabit. It underscores the delicate balance of nature and the potential threats faced by wildlife, even in the remotest corners of our planet. This discovery serves as a wake-up call, prompting us to delve deeper into the intricate lives of polar bears and understand the implications of these hidden parasites on their survival. Polar bears, the largest land predators on Earth, are perfectly adapted to the frigid Arctic environment. Their thick fur coats and a layer of blubber provide insulation against the extreme cold. They are powerful swimmers, using their massive paws to propel them through icy waters in pursuit of prey. These majestic creatures are a symbol of the Arctic's raw beauty and its unforgiving nature. Their life cycle revolves around the sea ice, which acts as a hunting ground for seals, their primary food source. This reliance on sea ice makes them particularly vulnerable to climate change, as shrinking ice caps threaten their hunting grounds and consequently their survival. While climate change remains a significant concern, understanding the impact of parasites on polar bear health is crucial for their long-term survival. These hidden invaders can weaken polar bears, making them more susceptible to disease and less able to hunt effectively. The presence of a large number of parasite species in polar bears is a cause for concern, as these organisms can have significant impacts on their health and survival. Parasites live off their hosts, often drawing nutrients and resources at the expense of the animal they inhabit. For polar bears already facing the challenges of a changing climate and shrinking hunting grounds, parasitic infections can tip the balance from survival to struggle. Weakened by parasites, a polar bear may experience reduced stamina, making it difficult to hunt effectively and secure the vital nutrients needed to survive the harsh Arctic conditions. A parasitic infection can compromise their body condition, impacting the health of their offspring and the survival rates of cubs. This double whammy of parasitic burden and heightened disease susceptibility poses a serious threat to the overall well-being of individual bears and the stability of polar bear populations. Unmasking the enemy: types of parasites and their effects. The diverse array of parasites found in polar bears includes a range of organisms, each with its own unique life cycle and impact on the host. Some of the most common parasites include roundworms, tapeworms, and protozoa. Roundworms are often ingested through contaminated prey. Polar bears, being opportunistic feeders, may consume infected carcasses, introducing these parasites into their system. Tapeworms often have a more complex life cycle involving intermediate hosts like fish before reaching their final destination in the intestines of a polar bear. These parasites can cause a range of health problems. Roundworms can damage internal organs, while tapeworms compete for nutrients, leading to malnutrition and weakness. Protozoa, though microscopic, can multiply rapidly within the polar bear's body, causing severe illness and even death. The scientists speak, recent discoveries, and expert opinions. The discovery of such a wide array of parasites in polar bears has ignited a wave of research and concern within the scientific community. Experts are working tirelessly to understand the implications of these findings and their potential impact on the conservation efforts aimed at protecting these magnificent creatures. Dr. Susan Kutz, a leading researcher in the field of wildlife parasitology at the University of Calgary, has dedicated years to studying the complex relationship between parasites and their hosts in the Arctic. Her research has revealed alarming trends, highlighting the increasing prevalence of certain parasites in polar bear populations. We're seeing a disturbing increase in the number of polar bears infected with certain parasites, particularly those associated with compromised immune systems, Dr. Kutz explains. This is particularly concerning given the other challenges these animals are facing, such as climate change and habitat loss. Her findings are echoed by other experts in the field, who emphasize the need for continued research and monitoring to fully comprehend the scope of the problem. Dr. Kutz and her colleagues are working tirelessly to develop strategies to mitigate the impact of parasites on polar bears. This includes exploring innovative diagnostic tools for early detection of infections and developing potential treatment options that can be implemented in the challenging Arctic environment. A future uncertain: parasites and the fate of polar bears. The presence of a multitude of parasites in polar bears paints a concerning picture for the future of these iconic creatures. Weakened by parasites, polar bears become more vulnerable to the impacts of a changing climate. Their ability to hunt effectively, reproduce successfully, and fight off diseases is compromised, putting their survival at risk. The intricate web of life in the Arctic is delicately balanced, and the decline of the polar bear, an apex predator, could have cascading effects throughout the ecosystem. Their disappearance could disrupt the delicate predator-prey relationships, impacting the populations of other species and altering the Arctic food web in unpredictable ways. The challenge before us is to address both the visible threats of climate change and the invisible threats posed by parasites. The fate of the polar bear hangs in the balance, a stark reminder of our interconnectedness with the natural world and the urgent need to protect the delicate balance of life on Earth. Our turn to act, protecting the Arctic's majestic predators. The plight of the polar bear, facing the dual threats of climate change and parasitic infections, is a call to action for all of us. We cannot stand idly by as these magnificent creatures, symbols of the Arctic's fragile beauty, struggle to survive. The time for action is now. We must reduce our carbon footprint, advocate for policies that address climate change, and support organizations dedicated to polar bear conservation. Educate yourself about the challenges facing polar bears and share this knowledge with others. Encourage your communities to adopt sustainable practices and support initiatives that protect the Arctic environment. The future of the polar bear, and indeed the health of our planet, depends on our collective action. Let us rise to the challenge and ensure that these majestic creatures continue to roam the icy landscapes of the Arctic for generations to come. Thank you always for watching. If you want to see more polar bear conservation, make sure you check my playlist on Ocean Friends. Till next time.